Erica Lorraine Spencer here. This is the P.O.C. pattern of conduct, the ongoing real-time documentation of what is the criminal pattern of conduct of federal stalking in violation of 18 U.S.C. sections 2261A subsection 1 and subsection 2. This is the pattern of conduct underway by a public entity, that is the state of California, that is engaging in federal stalking in concert with the people of the state of California. So this is group conduct. And this is the practicing of what are the criminal elements of monitoring amongst what is the demon possessed. And so this is what is documentation of terrorism as it is underway by a public entity in concert with the people of the state who are in the shoes of the government as this criminal system is in ceaseless operation. And as the state engages in this demented group conduct, this is revealing how the public entity, that is the state of California, that is in the United States of America, how terrorism of an American citizen plays out, what that looks like, how that is facilitated amongst a people, amongst a government, how it is public corruption in plain sight, and not only that, how you formulate policy and how you prosecute that which is demonic conduct, it's demonic activity, but that which is in no way impervious to prosecution in federal court, and being subject to ratification into federal policy. This is the P.O.C. All right, you got 802-612. That's P802-612. That is Amtrak, crossing path with directed light. Staples at the state facilitated venue driven by African-American male under the fake sun. Crossing path, he's creating light activity while he walks around his truck, 00739G2. City of Ontario and the dumpster truck, 6X02078. That's a third party, not the City of Ontario. It's P.O.C. And they're all under the fake sun that's over the museum, and then engages in what I've already documented, stalking with directed light and the fake sun from venue to venue. All right, Staples is on the grounds of the Ontario Public Health Clinics, 6WHM203-1302-411. That is Chaffee Joint Union High School District, engaging in federal stalking, engaging in terrorism, sexual violence, stalking, engaging in federal stalking with the government in a school bus, okay? License 8MYF991. And by the way, it is Wednesday, November 10th, 2021. And this is currently 8:28 a.m., capturing what is the ongoing pattern of conduct under the state's fake sun that hasn't gone anywhere. And everything that I was documenting while I was going outside of Ontario is directly relevant and revealing what the exact same thing that Ontario was engaging in as I remain here. License plate 7JJX227, a demon-possessed stalker. All right, driving a school bus, 8BPB873, under the fake sun, driving around little kids. All right, that's P.O.C. That's driven by a female. It is currently 8:29 a.m. And let me be clear, also, while these demons listen to me document, such as school buses, you'll have more school buses drive by. That's the demonic behavior pattern. 8EXW646. That's what Amazon Prime engaged in. That's what the United States Postal Service engaged in. 95831B1. That's what FedEx engages in. Those are examples of what are demons with knowledge that you're documenting. 8UVR457. And that is prosecuted as what is terrorism by violent sex offenders who are stalkers, stalking commercially and as the government. It is currently 8:30 a.m. Directed light while Elite Carriers is crossing path driving west on Holt Boulevard. And that is at the intersection of Euclid and Holt right now. That's a large truck. Approaching Lemon and Holt, 5ZMW117. And capturing on video the state's fake sun, City of Ontario, group stalking operation of communication device, indirected light, 7NAK560, another school bus, Student Transportation of America. And you have what is Southwest Airlines that flies directly over. Understand that simultaneity of conduct as I'm documenting it on camera and the hovering placement of that Southwest Airlines plane. This is the demon-possessed stalker operating a commercial airline plane, engaging in this demonic conduct, engaging in what is stalking. All right, City of Ontario patrolling up and down the street. Magnified size of the shadow of that dumpster truck on the driver's side. Directed light on the asphalt on the passenger side. Stalking with peculiarized light. Under the fake sun, which is no longer over the museum. It's now over 3-star janitorial while I'm standing here at the intersection of Lemon and Hope. Monitoring with 804-6511. All right, and I did capture that image. That is a heavily used vehicle for purposes of federal stalking. License plate 8FZG509. And you're also going to remember the Ontario Museum, just like I pointed out last night. The Ontario Museum where the state's fake moon is over at night, where the state's fake sun is above me during the day. 8PVF455. Over the same exact address. License 8DMG905. And you have what is stalking with peculiarized light right behind. City of Ontario in front of me at 3-star janitorial. Stopping right behind at the entrance of 150 East Holt. License 8RZW371. And I will get this. This is likely the demons of City of Ontario. They have it really, really, really bad. 66733H3. And this municipality, this is going to be a breakdown of this district. The demon possessed, heavily engaged in criminal conduct, exemplifying potent threat to the life. And understand that's the state flying over right now, while City of Ontario stalking with peculiarized light. This is terrorism. It's 28221P2. Let me see if this is in fact City of Ontario, what actor this is. This is not City of Ontario, this is Daisy. Let's get Daisy. Alrighty. Complimentary audible activity of the plane. Amtrak is crossing path and doing so under the fake sun. All right. They are stopped in front of the entrance of 150, illegally parked in relevant position to where I'm standing. This is the demonic behavioral pattern. They are doing so in engineered light. This is what the demons do. Okay. And doing so while the state is stalking with commercial airline planes. That's P.O.C. Davy, that's Davy's on the door and also says Southern California Edison. 28221P2. P.O.C. Those are 2 Latino males in that vehicle. That's P.O.C. All right, license plate 5PIT676 7NOE132. And the third party you see stalking in the white van in alignment to me. All right. This is the license plate. Staples coming around the path to cross path. Understand that demon knows what I'm doing and is meeting at the intersection. Okay. License 66733H3 is monitoring. All right, and Staples is crossing path right now. All right, documentation of what is stalking via, that is Staples, which is the commercial means of stalking, okay? And doing so, molesting with directed light, all right? And the demons engaging in stalking with peculiarized light at the bus stop for the Omnitrans right here in front of the Shiro's Liquor. And let me be clear, this is what the demons do as you document them, and they're going to go to federal prison. They're going to be prosecuted as the violent sex offenders, because you need to understand this is the conduct of demons, as they are frustrated by the documentation that they already know exists. All right, so this is stopping and strictly lining the entirety of the street as I'm walking up the street, one vehicle after another with hazard lights. Parking at what is the bus stop for Omnitrans, and doing so at that bus stop that's at Lemon and Sultana. Okay. Molesting is 8WXE067, 8EXX404, 5726482, ISHH, molesting. And that vehicle, that large truck, is now pulling off from the bus stop where the Omnitrans stop is. Okay, that is intentional conduct while they are aware that I have identified every tactic that they engage in, and so they engage in repeating it over and over again. All right, these sex offenders, license 8CNM629, 7ZZE758, NANIINS, 8NDZ067, 024373, 7UDM337, 7XXX891, 8EMG549, 8TKX293, 8TEN145, 8NC, I can't really see the rest of them, 7ZZD023, 11886T2. All of them sex offenders. Understand monitoring with Staples, the City of Ontario, they're one entity, 8R27780, 75494Z2, BM392Y3 paper, BM99G01 making a U-turn in the middle of the street. That's light activity in the engineered light. All right, that's a demon. 8EKW186. 6TVX361. And that is the definition of what a psychopath is. This conduct, as I'm documenting and what they're doing, 8WIG823. Understand, this is how Satan operates. Omnitrans crossing path going westbound on Hall Boulevard. All right. License plate 7817D8D3. 7AMN908. 7EOY111. 8NIB063. 7DVW842. All right, license 8EBK837. Brian's Automotive, stalking with peculiarized light at Transit and Lemon. 8YTH301. 7HAH238. Paper plate 27858B2. 77366D3. 28584A3. 33164C3. Stalking with peculiarized light, parked on the sidewalk, all right, in perfect alignment with where I'm standing, documenting third parties, using a vehicle on the property of Brian's Automotive, license 8VEP543. That third party, whether they're here or not, is being used as federal stalking. They're going to be prosecuted as a sex offender. This is Davey that went to the backside and is now at Brian's Automotive using 28221P2, continuing with peculiarized light, not coincidentally in perfect alignment with me again, okay? And now Davey, this license, California, it says CSLB license 1065489. Now, let me show you what is the fake son that's no longer over that side of the 150 East Hall, but this is a white woman driving 8VEP543, molesting. Okay, that white woman has no consent to touch, and she's a stalker and a demon-possessed one, and I'm a prosecutor as a sex offender. License, it's 8:41 a.m. Let me show you where the fake son moved, where Davey was stalking on the opposite side of 150 East Holt, and they're stalking over here at Brian's Automotive while I'm at Holt and Plum. Stalking, maintaining presence around the perimeter. That's what the truck is doing at the Omnitrans bus stop. That's what Davey was doing at 150 East Holt. That's what the demon-possessed stalker was doing, sitting in their vehicle with at 3-Star Janitorial while directed light is molesting my person, as Staples is stalking, literally meeting me with knowledge of what I'm doing at the time I'm doing it, walking to that intersection and crossing path, molestation with directed light. It is 8:42 a.m. State's fake son is right here over Center Ice Arena in alignment with me, not over the museum. Alrighty, and that demon-possessed stalker in that vehicle, that blue truck, sitting in there in relevant position using their headlights as well. These are demons, all right? And their light is significant to the engineered light that they are loitering in relevant position underneath an operation of communication devices, engaging in federal stalking, engaging in terrorism as the demon-possessed are stalking. That's what they're doing. That's what the headlights are on this paper plate again, 27858B2 under the fake sun that's no longer over the museum. Moving in real time like I am, in the same way that these demon-possessed stalkers are stalking in real time. All right? And that's what that peculiarized light from street to street as I'm moving is about. And that's terrorism while they are documenting and hostile to my documentation. That's going toward their prosecution. This is what the terrorism is by the demon-possessed. 7ZZDO23 group stalking via Andy's Burgers drive-thru. Monitoring to that stalking conduct and under the fake sun. 7RQDO43. Let's see, DLJ809, I believe. I don't think I have that whole plate. Let me get it. This is 25542Z2, and this license plate is 7DLJ809. Alrighty, no difference with regard to the P.O.C. The state can cover up its fake sun. The environment remains, directed light remains. Demons remain, stalking with light. 8FGF009. The use of their light and creation of light is in the engineered light. I've shown you what that engineered light is about and what it looks like. And this is why the demon-possessed are stalking with light while they're stalking. All right, this is the agenda, keeping this light around while they are practicing satanic activity. While engineered light swipes all over the surfaces and all over my person, they're a sex offender, all right, stalking, and intentionally so. 7TFF884, okay, 6PXX092. And this has not changed, and this is already established what Ontario is doing, understand. Ontario is very heavily documented, such that it is seen as essentially a venue, because the city of Ontario has been documented for a matter of years now. 5TFU852, 7HGU586, 8F98499, 8W57530, 7SSZ569, 19819Y2, 8FAF563, GETAFAD, and it's 8:45 a.m. State's fake sun is over the B&G Plaza, moving in tow with me, not over the center ice arena. Understand, it moves in relative position to me, like I've already shown. So the bigger picture is that is clearly stalking with light, and that's exactly what Upland, the city of Upland, the city of Fontana, that's exactly what they're engaged in. While you're looking at what is directed light inside of those venues, this is no deviation of any sun that's going to be over B&G Plaza and then remain over the ceiling of the Upland Public Library. No, that's not what that was. That was a state's fake sun, and that's directed light inside of that venue. And you not only have that, you have what is impossible to coexist with being directly over me at that intersection of 9th Street and 1st, 9th Street and Euclid, where that 7-Eleven is, where Magnolia's old tea room is, where UPS and SoCal Edison are stalking with peculiarized light in that engineered light. That's what they're doing, stalking commercially and molesting, engaging in sexual violence while they are intentionally maintaining presence using nothing but a commercial vehicle, engaging in the same exact demonstration of demon possession, engaging in demonic activity, which is terrorism, attributed to those companies and those drivers as identified. 6GGN 809 to be prosecuted civilly and criminally. 7JXT 938. That's not coexisting with being directly over my head over the B&G Plaza in the city of Ontario, and that's exactly what I was pointing out as I was documenting that very damning evidence. 8EZT 189, 8RWB 589. What else are you going to understand about this? That these are the demon possessed who are engaging in an ongoing exhibit of the intent to terrorize, of the intent to harass, all right, while they are engaging in more of that documentation, of that conduct that has been documented. It's going from block to block with hazard lights on, all right? 6VPX 777, all right? 2XHS 597, 5XGZ 503, 8BHL 700. That's what you're paying attention to, because the P.O.C is already established, all right? And this entity knows that as well. Not only is it already established, you're looking at what, again, the psychopath and the sex offender. This sex offender that's showing this and this hostility is the same one that's stalking in the bathroom. That hostility, that life-threatening conduct, and then stalking you in a private space, knowing when your panties are down, intentionally creating activity with knowledge of that is predatory and entirely threatening conduct, entirely perverted. This is one that is engaging in threatening your life and engaging in that sexual violence. Stalking in the path, 5KUY720, and does so by coming to park right in front of me, is focused on his communication device. This is the same Latino male with the hat on, under the fake sun at the 3-star janitorial, comes into the B&G parking lot and parks right in front of me. This is P.O.C. stalking with light, stalking in the path while I'm standing in the parking lot. Let me be clear that this is the same one. Yeah, it is. All right, and I will show you what is the fake sun that is over him, because he's over me. He's standing right here by me. And Omnitrans is here present, monitoring as well under the same fake sun. I showed you the fake moon Omnitrans is stalking under. I showed you the fake moon Metrolink is stalking under. While I'm at Metrolink, Omnitrans is present, stalking under the fake sun at the B&G Plaza. All right, and it is currently 8:48 a.m. and that is the same Latino male coming from the back end of what is transit to enter the parking lot and park right in front of me where the fake sun is moving in real time. That's traditional stalking, by the way. All right, this is a group stalker engaging in traditional stalking, which is following from place to place. Group stalking is where the entity is acting through a multiplicity of faces, such that you're not identifying one single actor. The government is acting through many faces, which it is, right? This group stalker that followed me literally from one place to another, because that's what you're doing in the state's environment. You have what is maintaining presence, which is also a very poignant threat, all right, while you're documenting that stalker, and then comes and engages in the conduct again. Operation of communication device, Omnitrans monitoring, every minion on that Omnitrans bus monitoring, just now pulling off. Is 8:49 a.m. This is 2XHS 597, loitering in relevant position. All right, and you have what is maintaining presence inside of the parking lot of B&G Plaza. All right, that is, they are under the fake sun, reversing, going back and forth. This is a demon that is pacing, okay? And they're doing it in directed light. They're doing it under the fake sun. All right, it is currently 8:50 a.m. and that is indeed the same group stalker captured on video molesting with the staples. All that line of men that are stalking all around me, engaging in a group molestation, all right? Engaging in an orgy, touching all over my body with the government, And none of them have any consent, all right? And they're stalking and operating communication devices under the fake sun, which is right there over 3-star janitorial. It's no longer over. It's not even in that direction. All right, it's right here over the B&G Plaza. This is clearly what I took an image of while this group stalker with 5KUI720 follows me from that intersection to the parking lot of B&G Plaza, stalking with all the rest of them. They're all stalking the same way. I want to be clear. This is the entity that's maintaining presence. And that's the entity representing an ongoing threat while I'm documenting 5KUI720, who shows up to be documented again. 5XGZ503, 8BHL700, 8P12439, 8GY U826, 6WXD152, 7VOS 809, 6E OJ965, 7TQT803, 7CAX296, 7RYL093. And it is currently 8:51 a.m. All right, license plate. I read all those. All right, this is license 8XED589, where I'm showing you what is directed light streaming off away from the vehicle while the fake sun is directly over it. This is the demonic practice of hitting surfaces with that engineered light. That's why they stalk with light. They're in engineered light. All right, it's a deliberate environment while they're stalking with light. 6VED818, 7MVZ377, 8NMZ231, Clinica Medica California monitoring. All right, 8PPL562, many that are not American citizens inside engaging in P.O.C. In that regard. 8LAG059, 7ZJV345, 7NIF304, 8USN224, 4VZU542. It is 8:53 a.m. and let me show you something. Alrighty, it is 8:55 a.m. documenting what is the state's fake sun right over me at the S.I.I.S Liquor at the B&G Plaza, and what is the movement of the state's fake sun as I leave from the museum, and all of this impossible to coexist with the ongoing documentation, not only that I've already established, but the additional documentation that I gathered as of late, which is, hold on, let's get Ontario Police. The impossibility, this is a demon, okay, focused on me, 1614285, vehicle 1044, directed light beside the vehicle while that demon drives by, all right, under the fake sun. The ongoing documentation, which is establishing what is the state's placement of this fake sun over my head, right, in the city of Upland, in the city of Rancho Cucamonga, where I'm documenting the Fontana Police Department engaging in that same demonic terrorism that Ontario Police just engaged in, while those psychopaths are listening to every word that I utter, okay? Engaging in that not only because they want to be a distraction to what I'm publishing on the internet about their criminal conduct, but also because of fearful of, as I'm documenting third parties, in addition to wanting to communicate a threat, trying to deter, trying to stop engaging in terrorism, that while they are engaging in federal stalking. All right, that's what Ontario Police engaged in right now, while that male in that Ontario Police vehicle engaged in nothing but crossing path, while substantial directed light appears in the shade beside that vehicle on the driver's side while he is patrolling through. Stalking. Knows exactly who I am, is focused on me. That's the psychopath. Looking like you're doing something else, looking for somebody else, and you're stalking. All right, the fake sun is directly over the vehicle, and the same pattern, the outward demonstration of demon possession, directed light under the fake sun, stalking in the path as a group. That's demonic activity. All right, license plate, stalking with the Ontario Police, engaging in terrorism and a sex offender, 6VED818. They're one entity. All right, it's 8:57 a.m. and like I was stating, you have what is that ongoing documentation revealing what is that impossible placement of what is clearly not the sun. That's not the sun in Upland, where I'm or in Rancho Cucamonga. I remained at the Terra Vista Town Center. You're going to recall this while the state is keeping its fake sun, and then it's over the documented already remaining in Ontario. This is what I'm showing you. While I'm in Rancho Cucamonga, I have already established the pattern of conduct. All right, it's already established. That's not the sun that's over the S.I.I.S Liquor. At the same time, I have documented my presence at the B&G Plaza inside of the city of Ontario. I'm in Rancho Cucamonga at the Terra Vista Town Center, and the fake sun is right over me. And what else are you looking at? The engineered light. All right, the engineered light that I'm showing you is present, because that's also showing you that is not the sun. And these are demons that surround, including the demons of the Ontario Police Department, stalking in that same demonic environment. Stalking. All right, engaging in terrorism. All right, engaging in terrorism not only because they are the demon possessed, engaging in stalking conduct. That's exactly what you're doing. Engaging in an entirely corrupt system, and doing so, facilitating that criminal conduct and that demented, demonic conduct in concert with the people of the state. They're all demons monitoring together. And you have what is engaging in the intent to try to terrorize and obstruct justice while they are engaging in that conduct, which they know is being documented. That's what Ontario Police just engaged in yet again. Heavily documented psychopaths. All right, they're sex offenders and they're kidnappers. All right, engaging in the conduct that every third party that I'm documenting is engaging in. Crossing path in directed light. All right, doing so under the fake sun. And doing so as I'm talking about the documentation that has already prosecuted the venue of Ontario, if you will. Because the fake sun is over me in Upland, and that's impossible to coexist with remaining over me as I go from the Ontario Museum, keeping in perfect alignment with me as I walk east to get to what is the B&G Plaza at 8:59 a.m. The state's fake sun is over me at 7-Eleven at 204 North Euclid Avenue. It's in the window of the bus that I'm on, driving both north of Euclid Avenue and being driven west on Foothill Boulevard to get to Upland, to get to Fontana. It is in the vehicle of the Omnitrans, in the window of the vehicle of the Omnitrans bus while I am on Route 61 going east to get to the city of Fontana, the city of going through the city of Rancho Cucamonga, going to what is the county building at 1627 West Holt. The state's fake sun is not stationary. It's moving in time with me. And that's exactly what the Ontario Police Department engaged in. This is already established documentation. All right. And so these demons are engaging. Understand what this was, an exhibit of aggression. These are psychopaths indeed. And this is Satan that is in operation over these who are driving vehicles naming FedEx, vehicles naming Omnitrans, vehicles naming Staples, who engage in sexual violence because they're hostile as you're revealing their condition, which is demon possession. All right. And the fact that they're engaging in criminal conduct, federal stalking, monitoring with communication devices, in vehicles identifying the Ontario Police Department, demons, and hostile sex offenders. All right. And that third party, that Asian female who went inside of the venue of Esther Beauty Salon, is indeed a sex offender and a terrorist who is likely not an American citizen, and she shall be shipped out of this country. Ontario Police driving in the parking lot underneath is not changing that. It is speaking to what is that demonic behavioral pattern. Both of those are demon-possessed stalkers being prosecuted together. All right. And that's what the entity does. Engages in that sort of show of aggression. And that's why you got them following from block to block with hazard lights. All right, which is a threat while they're monitoring. All right, you're engaging in the P.O.C. That's a threat to the life. And then you've got the demons that show that aggression while they do it more because they're hostile as to what you've identified and to what you are publishing. And what I have published is the complete pattern of conduct, speaking to a very broad and intense federal prosecution. That's what they engaged in today. Sexual violence by the African-American male driving that Staples van, who engaging in very threatening stalking activity, knows exactly where I'm walking as I'm walking, and facilitating group sexual molestation. None of those men have any consent to touch whatsoever, but this is the routine of the demon possessed. All right. And that sexual violence follows into the bathroom where they're stalking. You're not doing anything but stalking. The same thing that I'm showing you what they're doing on the streets. That's exactly what these demons, these predators do around a bathroom and outside of a bathroom. All right. And then show their true colors. This is hostility while you reveal the fact that they are the demon possessed, that they are criminals, that they are the sex offenders, that their conduct demonstrates them to be. You are what you do. All right. Not the things you do because you want people to think otherwise, and not what you think you are shall be defined as because of some outfit or something that you're doing for a living. It doesn't mean anything. It just means you haven't been caught yet. That's all. All right. It's licensed 902. It's 9:02 a.m. License 6 JKB 153. The same exact terrorism. Directed light streaming across the inside under the shaded walkway of the S.I.I.S liquor. All right. On the asphalt while this demon possessed stalker leaves out of the parking spot. All right. These are the demons. This is psychopath conduct. All right, license plate. And that's terrorism by 6JKB 153. Under the fake sun, impossible light activity. And I've already shown that in video. License plate 67NIF 304, monitoring with them. It's this together. And this is at S.I.I.S liquor at 9:02 a.m. And that's clearly direct evidence against all that documentation in the city of Fontana, in the city of Rancho Cucamonga, in the city of Upland. That's P.O.C. Lined up outside of S.I.I.S liquor in traffic, stalking in relevant position, 3942OH2, 8POU 973, radar protection, license 6YSS 903, 78621T1, 7KIS 529, 39312K1, 8BKJ 865, 7UZP 158, 4NVV 996, I believe, 7MBW 010, 5NXT 149, 7LOG 849, 6XIN 957, and engaging in the ongoing terrorism with directed light streaming from their vehicles. They're demons. 7UK P464, operation of her communication device while that demonic act of directed light streaming from their vehicles. That's what it supposedly is supposed to happen while they're driving in the shade and the fake sun is over the S.I.I.S liquor building. All right, that's demonic activity, and that's federal stalking while they're operating their communication devices. All of them are monitoring. And while I'm inside of the store, the buildup of traffic is for relevant positioning. All right, monitoring with them is this a demon in license plate 8YKF158. It is 9:10 a.m. All right, I took an image so you can see what stalking, what the people are doing. They are stalking, and I'm showing you what is the fake sun over their vehicle while they are maintaining presence. That group stalker maintains presence behind me just by getting in the parking spot, and does so as I am documenting the third parties that are at the S.I.I.S liquor. In relevant position as I'm inside of the store, they are in relevant position through the traffic. All right, and that's what I documented. That's called stalking in the path. It's 9:11 a.m. Omnitrans license 1545811. Directed light across the asphalt and across the curb while they're crossing path under the fake sun. I've showed you tons of videos with directed light of Omnitrans. It's not different with the third parties in their individual vehicles, and that's demonic conduct. That's demonic. It's absolutely impossible light activity. That's not light that's occurring under the sun. Light is not bouncing off of your car onto surfaces all around and reaching to the tops of buildings. That's what Omnitrans engaged in, and what the rest of them are engaging in. That's what Staples engages in. And then the psychopath that is now wary of that documentation is turning down that conduct but it's still present, first of all, and it's already established what the state is doing. The city of Ontario is being a very, it's already a stalker. These are the demon-possessed working for the municipality and hiding in relevant position inside of the Ontario Town Square townhomes in relevant position to the bus stop. All right, the bus stop that is on Euclid Avenue, on Hope Boulevard where I'm sitting. Sitting square in between two apartment buildings. You can see the truck. 7RFR928, 8DNA185, 8NNE140, 8NET535. One 1580347, Ontario municipalities. Alrighty, and I continue to, it's already published, but I continue to put into its proper context, organizing the information and republish what are the podcast and the video documentation. That's essentially what I'm combining: the video documentation, the images, the screenshots, the video captures, with the podcast captured where the state was doing the same exact conduct, where I went from the museum to the library, stalking with its fake son. 7ZIH503, 7XEG884, T76970, I believe. 9E12568, that's JLV Transportation, carrying Evergreen trailer. 4PL5021, 8DFZ485, 7SKK683. Let's see, that's Universal. License AU5777 is on the back of that Universal. It's a large truck. Diamond Air 7TRY938, 6MTN037, 4ZXN314, 7NIF304, 8DDY287. 7DFC434, 8BYG007. And so I'm publishing together Dependable Highway Express is crossing path on Euclid Avenue. The combination of all of that documentation, my podcast, which is combined with video and images, all right, all of the totality of that documentation, and where I was going while the state was falling from place to place. 25542Z2, I believe. I can't really see it that clearly. 6RCB949. And this is January, February, March, before I go to what is economy in. All right. And I'm documenting where the state is keeping its fake sun over the property of 2301 South Euclid Avenue. This is what I've been publishing. What the state is doing today is already established. When I went to Upland and I'm showing you the fake sun over the Upland Public Library, they're already done. Okay. And the state has been doing that day in and day out. I already documented Upland, and I've already shown that the state is stalking with a light source. When you can go to the city of Los Angeles and you have the same light source, which is clearly not the sun. All right, that was literally the touchdown there. All right, the state kept its fake sun in the window of the Metrolink train while I go from the Upland train station. As I walked from the museum, the state kept its fake sun over my head while I walked north up Euclid Avenue to get to the Upland train station for Metrolink at A Street and Euclid, where I'm documenting the state's fake sun day in and day out, going right up that street. That's exactly what the state was doing. And the state kept its fake sun over my head as I go on the Metrolink from Upland to Los Angeles at the Union Station, where I'm showing you the fake sun in alignment with it. That's not the sun. And it's clearly not the sun after it's in Los Angeles and it's remaining over the window of the Metrolink train over me to get back to Upland and then back to Ontario. That's what the state is engaging in. I already documented that. All right. And so you have what is Staples, the city of Ontario, the Ontario Police Department. You have what is the third parties in their vehicles at Brian's Automotive using a Davy as a commercial vehicle. At least that's what they put on their vehicle. I read the license plate. They are whoever they are. That's the license plate. But it says Davies and both the SoCal Edison sticker representing commercial actors. They're engaging in a show of aggression as they too look at the same evidence. All right. These are demons. This is Satan, and this is how Satan conducts itself. STYLO2, a demon-possessed stalker. 5TUU99T. 992, excuse me. 98710H2. All right, this is not new. The state was documented engaged. I have long documented this already. I am putting it in order, and this is for the prosecution of an entity that is stalking together. That's why they are stalking from block to block with their hazard lights on, okay? That's why they're stalking, sitting in their vehicles, following and tracking as I walk to any intersection that's an open space. That's called maintaining presence in the path, group stalking. That's why they are engaging in it, and it's at a heightened level as I am documenting the conduct. What did I get last night? The state is flying over the Fontana Lewis Library by a helicopter, and look at that video. It is hovering directly over the roof while my shadow is surrounding me. This is directed light. I'm documenting Amazon Prime. I published documentation about the fact that Amazon Prime is monitoring American citizens while they engaged in that ongoing threat that I documented at the Ontario Ovid Family Community Library, hovering over the 280 North Limit Apartments. Understand the entity that reviews that then arrives and engages in P.O.C. at the Fontana Lewis Library. License 5CWR751, making a U-turn under the state's fake sun. You have that's a demon, understand. Wants to go in a semicircle in the directed light. All right, that's what that is. You have what is documenting what is the state stalking via the Fontana Police Department. All right, via Omnitrans. The state's subdued fake sun is still the state's fake sun. That's not the sun that's over my head as I'm going from the city of Ontario to the city of Upland to the city of Fontana to the city of Rancho Cucamonga to the city of Fontana. That's not the sun, and that is clearly not the sun because it would be remaining based on the documentation, based on what the habit is. It's remaining over the Ontario Ovid Family Community Library. That doesn't coexist with all these places where I've gone since then and before then, because it would be remaining over the Woodside Senior Apartments. I documented this already. This is impossible, and that's why I sought to document it so you can see it for yourself. This is demonic activity, first of all. This is a government that's engaging in that demonic activity. The government is engaging in this demonic activity because they are practicing a targeting system whereby they are monitoring with communication devices. Stalking with light, stalking with activity, audible, visible, sensational. Stalking as a group, which is demonic. All right, and engaging in what is sexual violence, while demons are engaged in a habit of touching. Demons are engaged in an obsessive pattern of following you wherever you go. Demons are psychopaths engaging in that obsessive stalking and outwardly trying to conduct themselves as though they're doing something else, especially as they know you have already identified it. That's a psychopath. That's a life-threatening psychopath as well. That's ongoing by the law enforcement. That's ongoing by the fire departments. That's ongoing by the emergency vehicles, the ambulances. They're the same demon-possessed entity. And I'm identifying what are the thousands of third parties in their personal vehicles at their addresses, wherever it is that they're working, capturing what is the state's environment. All right, you are not at your home where the government's monitoring. You're not at your home. You don't have a legal argument. You're inside of a venue. You're in relevant position. You are engaging in what is the criminal pattern of conduct. It's a venue. And that's what happens where government is monitoring. These demons are expressing hostility, and this is providing an understanding for what is the psychopath that is engaging in this conduct. That's going toward the creation of legislation. That's what Staples, that's what Davie, that's what Student Transportation of America and Visser, Chaffey Unified Joint School District, that's what all of them demonstrated this morning. The City of Ontario, the Ontario Police, the Ontario Fire, that's what they demonstrated this morning by that show of aggression, the B&G Plaza, all right, documenting all those group stalkers under the subdued fake sun, tons of documentation of them under the state's fake sun in all of its essence, all right, and that same documentation coexists while the state is keeping this fake sun at the same time over my head in the city of Upland, in the city of Fontana, in the city of Rancho Cucamonga, documented in the city of Los Angeles. That is ongoing cumulative documentation. And that's the reality of what you're dealing with when you're dealing with the demon-possessed. 8TQS 294. That's the reality of what you're dealing with. And I'm going to prosecute those demons that are driving school buses, those demons that are driving municipality vehicles, those demons that are driving what are the vehicles attributed to those companies engaging in the pattern of conduct. All right. Those demons that are driving their own vehicles, that are hiding in but they're not hiding, but they're in relevant position inside of any venue. The fake sun and directed light is present. They're engaged in the same sexual group orgy, a molestation of one's person while you're stalking in the path. Because that's what you're doing inside of any business where you want to claim you work or you're making a purchase under the fake sun and in directed light. You're a stalker. All right. And you're present there with the intent. And then that's why the environment is there. Understand, this is the reverse. Understand what the demons are engaging in. It's designed to look like, oh no, I was here first. No, this is demonic activity. It's designed that way on purpose. Understand, but you're breaking down what the demons are engaging in. This is a system whereby you can be anywhere, and the environment is being maintained such that you are systematically maintaining presence. And that design is on behalf of what is a government that's operating that system. This government is practicing demonic activity. And let me be clear. And so you have what is stalking while you are at work, stalking while you are going home or remaining at home. You're stalking in the path. And the environment is revealing the reality of what you're doing, and you don't have any legal argument. This is why the environment is there. This is why you're molesting with directed light. This is why you're stalking with amplified audible activity. This is why a fake sun and a fake moon is over you and over your venue. All right. You don't have any legal argument. It's P.O.C. WP 51275 M and R Cortez 9F 58219, and understand that that is the deliberate and malicious design of that system. The argument of a demon, which will be, oh, I lived here first and I don't know her name. I don't know what she's talking about. I don't have a phone on me. You could think of whatever it is that they would say. That is the intentional design of the system, and it's legally irrelevant. You're showing what is a government that's talking with an environment, and you're talking about what is establishing the ability to stalk on a broad scale by the government. That's what they're doing to maintain presence all around. And then that psychopath, 8XMW767, is showing the hostility while you reveal it. This is not new. I've been documenting this for years. This is going toward the creation of policy. All right, this is going to the creation of policy to prosecute a sex offender, a very violent one. All right, a sex offender that is engaging in a show of hostility while you report that sex offense, all right, that sexual violence by a stalker. This is exactly how you're going to prosecute the government. And Staples is in the shoes of the government. All right, FedEx is in the shoes of the government. All right, the city of Ontario, literally a function of the government. They are in the shoes of the government that's operating the system. It is the people of the state. They are the impetus of this demonic activity, this demonic targeting system. 8LJF 549, and that's what they provided today. Again, it's 9:23 a.m. and the state's fake sentence remaining over B&G Plaza. And this is impossible to coexist with being over me at the Fontana Metrolink train station, remaining through the window of the Omnitrans bus while it's in motion, all right, while I'm documenting what is the use of interstate commerce while they're engaging in federal stalking. 8DNB 547, using her communication device, 532, I can't see that one, 91547A3, 5THM 890, 8K AP 452, 6WGD 939, 41813X2. Seven BBS 821. All right, and that's a very violent, that's a very unbalanced psychopath when you're looking at what they're doing and what they engaged in today. 8GEL 895, what they engage in every day. 7XMK047 67161X1 8XYL 525 322. I can't really see that one. This is UPS 2714270 US.021800. Directed light beside that UPS truck while they're driving by. Understand that's a demon possessed, communicating a threat while you identify them. Engaging in what is a stalking in the path and assault with directed light. 7HCP841 8DDR577 8HDR948 873691. I can't really see that one. 8DXK 514, I believe. It's 9:25 a.m. Six GDS 997 90020B3 J Cardigans. All right, and that is documentation again of terrorism by the demon-possessed agency that is the Ontario Police Department. Routine terrorism, especially as the condition of demon possession of that entire agency. Understand that is operated by Satan. 6S GM 526. They are compelled by Satan. These are the demon-possessed of the Ontario Police Department engaging in this criminal conduct, but you need to understand you're dealing with the demon-possessed, and that's literally what is wrong with them, and that is what they are acting pursuant to. This is a demonic hostility that they are demonstrating, 5TNT 513, and this is also the show of demon possession while the fake sun is over the Ontario Police Department at 2500 South Archibald Avenue. I documented that. It's nothing but a state facilitating venue demonstrating demon possession. All right, 51840M1. That's Burtech coming to Ontario to cross path. You have what is the demonstration of demon possession by that agency. And crossing path in the parking lot of B&G Plaza, stalking in relevant position at the Ontario Museum of History and Art, stalking in the path while I'm walking to the museum at nightfall while Union Pacific is creating audible activity that is amplified. This is the show of demonic hostility. They are engaging and practicing demonic conduct. These are psychopaths to be disbanded as an agency. All right, having engaged in repeated acts of kidnapping as well. All right, that is an act of terrorism while you are doing so. Stalking in the path, the demonstration of demon possession is an act of terrorism while you're doing so. Engaging in federal stalking representing law enforcement is an act of terrorism while you're doing so. UPS license 11088U2. Crossing path with directed light, hoping to be a distraction so that I would stop speaking to what is going to be the disbanding of the Ontario Police Department. All right, but I want to speak to, and that's a demon that's doing that. Okay, this is what they all do. San Bernardino County Fire Department, crossing path, license 1599274, I believe. You have what is a show of demonic hostility, and that is the reality of what I documented this morning via podcast. All right, these are unlawful threats, and this is the reality of demonic possession. All right, demonic activity. This is no longer something that's impervious or something outside of the purview that you can address in a court of law. No, not at all. It's called terrorism while they're engaging in criminal conduct. And it is relevant to the prosecution. It's relevant to the mind state. It's relevant to punishment. It's relevant to assessing the criminals as you're prosecuting them. All right, this is the reality of the condition, and this is not individualized. All right, the entity that's practicing federal group stalking and monitoring is the entity that is demon possessed. It is only occurring amongst the demon possessed. It's a demonic system. Okay. And it is enveloped. It is ongoing systematically. And this is very broad, heavy duty demon possession. And this is by the sheriff, demon possession by the court, demon possession by law enforcement, demon possession by the people of the state inside of any venue, including if they want to call that venue a church. All right. This is what I have revealed, and this is what the documentation reveals. It is indiscriminate of what Satan is calling himself. Satan calls himself First Christian Church, First Baptist Church, First Methodist Church. Satan calls himself the San Bernardino County Sheriff that's crossing path right now. At 9:29 a.m., Satan calls himself the Ontario Police Department, the Fontana Police Department, the Rialto Police Department, the Los Angeles Police Department, the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. The Satan is calling himself the City of Ontario. The Satan is calling himself acting amongst the B&G Plaza. These are venues where the demon-possessed are present. Satan is calling himself the Omnitrans bus line, the employees and the owners, the patrons. That's what Satan is calling himself. And they are engaging in criminal conduct together. They are the demon-possessed. Right? It is currently 9:30 a.m. and that is P.O.C. All right, speaking to what is UPS going out of their way to communicate a threat, directed light across my person while they're driving by, but also UPS, as I spoke to at real time, I'm talking about the demon-possessed of the Ontario Police, driving slowly in the shade next to me at the bus stop. All right, and directed light appears on the sidewalk. This is intentional conduct. The demon-possessed, hostile to my revealing their conduct and the fact that they're demented psychopaths who are stalkers and sex offenders, acting through a commercial means, which is UPS. This is a demon-possessed stalker exposing that company to prosecution, and they are not victims. Understand, UPS stores are monitoring their venues under the fake sun and in directed light, and UPS is present in the City of Ontario, group stalking like they were yesterday in the City of Fontana, group stalking under the fake sun, maintaining presence, and that is ongoing confirmation of what I published yesterday. And that's what they are doing today at 9:32 a.m. I'm showing the fake sun. All right, that's POC. All right, engaging in molestation. And another UPS 2930539, engaging in the same exact molestation by a company vehicle identifying UPS. Okay, this is POC, and that's showing what is the fake sun over the Fontana Metrolink train station. All right, which was right over my head, and this is the fake sun over the B&G Plaza while UPS is stalking in the path. That's POC. It's 9:35 a.m. Alrighty, capturing more documentation of that. Those are the commercial actors. Engage and understand they're commercial in that they're driving a commercial vehicle. They are stalking together as one. They're demons. Engaging in federal stalking altogether. All right. It is currently 9:36 a.m. and I did capture images. And again, this is the demonic behavior pattern. As I capture this video of UPS, then you'll have another UPS vehicle drive by, molest with directed light. The UPS is also at the driveway of the B&G Plaza. They're on camera, and as they drive by, directed light, which is, you can see it in the picture as well, directed light coming toward me. This is a threat that I'm documenting, a sexually violent threat as well, engaging in life-threatening conduct, monitoring with Omnitrans license 1399981, and you have what is a group stalker now parking along on the sidewalk of Andy's Burgers, monitoring with Omnitrans, all right, using peculiarized light under the fake sun. That's POC. And understand, this is the creation of the flashing light and engineered light. That's what that demon-possessed stalker driving that truck is doing. It is 9:36 a.m. 6X PV 694 7W YV 618. All of them are sex offenders. They're doing the same thing, stalking under the fake sun and molesting with direct light. 8VBW 696 7945 6R1 88785. I can't see the rest of that one. 59446Y1 5VKA 115. 7WDH310 8NK. I can't really see the rest of that one. It's 9:38 a.m. License 205YA handicap. (8FNH) 875 8VOP 050 83926U2 8GGL 524. 8KLG 788. And that license plate I just read stops at the bus stop of the Omnitrans, and the sheriff is crossing path 113 511 13567. That's the San Bernardino Sheriff. Crossing path, engaging in that same molestation. All right, that venue, the state facilitating venue of the San Bernardino Sheriff, they're run by Satan, and that's exactly what I documented on their cameras while they were engaged in kidnapping. And they're stalking inside of that venue. The state's venue is present. They are not present as deputies. They're not only engaging in kidnapping, but they are in the state's venue, stalking inside of that jail. 7KWD833, 6G37427, 675-7W2. Goodwill? No. 44236S1. That's not the license plate of Goodwill, but that's a Goodwill vehicle. Crossing path, engaging in the same exact conduct. 37001W2, 7YJS635. Nova Landscape, crossing path again, license 47472D2. 8MEJ744. Zero 715V1 8. I can't really see that one. 8UUY936 8. Let me see this one. That is 8PGR479, I believe. 212. I can't see that one either. You can scratch that. All right, Ontario Police crossing path on Plum with City of Ontario. That's peculiarized light while they're maintaining presence in front of the bus stop and in front of Andy's with flashing lights. License plate 1514630. That's City of Ontario. In a dumpster truck. Student Transportation of America. License 7JJ 3. I can't really see that one. That's the school bus. Student Transportation of America. 6VJS8004, I believe. 8T17857. $7GTS812. License 8B91101. All right, so what I took pictures of is surrounding with the flashing light, City of Ontario, inside of the venue of the Ontario Town Square, with the dumpster truck that's flashing light in front. The flashing light of the red truck I took a picture of, loitering in relevant position in front of Andy's Burgers with flashing light, and the Latino males at the no parking, no stopping any time in front of the Omnitrans bus stop with flashing lights under the fake sun. 3346C2. 8SVY287. 86966F1 Raymond. JNR Schugel, SCHUGEL, Schugel. All right, molestation. The sheriff crossing path again. License plate. In this intentionally surrounding with peculiarized light 1524564. This is all manner of communication of a threat by the demon possessed. 5. I can't really see that one. 8KBJ670 Ontario Police crossing path communicating that same threat. These are demons, okay? 8LSR664. 7PFX220. 8SMP325. 5ETG745. It's 9:43. The sheriff and Ontario Police and these demons that whose license plate I'm reading, they are on Hope Boulevard, all driving east. All right, and that group stalker that was at the no stopping any time to maintain peculiarized light to communicate a threat with the sheriff, with the Ontario Police. All right, as an entity, as one. All right, as I'm documenting UPS and the City of Ontario, they're engaging in this conduct. This is the threatening activity while they are monitoring the documentation. This is, as far as the elements go, the flashing light. This is the demonic pattern in the engineered light. All right, directed light covers the venue, covers this area. 8WPD781. $8SQX231. 8PVB172. 8C, I can't really see that. Loomis is crossing path. 7VPW 758, operation of communication device. Can't see that one. EFC, heart, BEC. 3-4, I can't really see that one. 6K, I can't see that one either. 49147S2, 5507 2B2, 8FZ 822, I believe. 7JVC 907, 7HGF 906, 5GDZ 151, KATNET, 6UJX 105, 61425R1. It's 9:45 a.m. License 6TCH 891, 7SAY 252, 6PXP 761, 6STC 463, 7F 87268, 7XEG 917, XP43512, Denesi Group Incorporated, Denesi, DENESSE, Denesi Group Incorporated. That's a large truck. $55072B2. $5TFU 852, coming out of B&G Plaza. 8GDS 784, and that crashing, that's amplified audible activity in directed light by the municipality. XAMVTTV, I believe. All right, stalking with peculiarized light, and the venue is the Ontario Town Square Townhomes. Stalking in the path, using the municipality vehicle to create amplified audible activity. The state is amplifying, it's on a microphone, while they're stalking in the path with peculiarized light under the fake sun and in directed light. All right, those are demons intentionally creating activity in the environment, contributing to the environment. 6FIH 564. Raymond West. That's a paper plate. Can't see that license plate on that commercial vehicle. 6MUU 182. 5LIF. I can't see the rest of that one. 2836172. 626. B74 Nevada. 7P24113. 8WYC 764, 7GCS 564, 7BYZ 314, 8TLS 589, 7TDK 702, 32851W2. BX 216 handicap, 8LHV 487, 5YCX 245, 7JCB 517, 4WDT 783. It's 9:49 a.m. JB Hunt and Intermodal crossing path. 7W Z922, I can't really see that one. 8LB0067. This is Omnitrans 1535707. Bus number 1362. License plate RS, I can't see that one. 670P42 Nevada. FedEx is crossing path. License 37477U1. 405472. That is 7FMB 987. 6LKW 853. All right, that truck been loitering in relevant position. License 9F92351. This is Gonzalez, California 0221811, VIN EN760900. The back license plate 4NP2736. All right, and molestation with directed light while they cross path. That is the truck that's been loitering in front of the Andy's Burgers. All right, engaged in an ongoing loitering in relevant position with the municipality, with the sheriff, with the Ontario Police, with UPS, with FedEx, with all those commercial actors that I'm naming, have been maintaining peculiarized light. That's the act of terrorism while they're monitoring with communication devices and engaging in criminal facilitation of that. License 7R91759, operation of their communication device. Can't see that plate. MTR577 ELREYZ. I can't see that one that clearly. 7VSS S14. It is 9:52 a.m. Student Transportation of America crossing path again. The same molestation with directed light, impossible light activity, the same demonic activity, just on a school bus, using a school bus. Does not matter what the demon is driving. It matters for purposes of exposing what is federal stalking by a government. 64885L1, 8BHG 899, 79136R1, 8PCW 484, 6JDW 746. 605 XBF, that is Ariana's Trucking LLC. BU13P26 paper. 5XNU 465. 1272897. 8GIT 938. 6WZB 756. 5KYB 190. 8EIH 849 54398C3 2ZFP 372 6CT 6TCT 551 8HAD 336 1355D. I can't really see that one. 7VWF 890 8PWZ 370 7GKG 342. Seven WFD 458. 5262. I can't really see that one. 6ZRC 187, but I can't really see it that clearly. Looks like a Honda exiting the B&G Plaza, and the state's fixed sun remains over the B&G Plaza where I am, in the city of Ontario. License 8PLR 799, 7LXV 534, 5FGL 510, 8GGL 524, 8X, I can't see that one, you can scratch that. 6W, can't see that one. 6ZBZ 707, 6Z, I can't see that one either, that was too far. It's 956. (807) 72E3. Phelan Towing, PHELAN Towing, and United States Postal Service is crossing path. (5SAR 790). States that's clearly not the sun that I captured over the Upland Unified School District, while I am at the same time remaining there documenting dominions under the fake sun and indirect light in the city of Upland. The state's fake sun is remaining over me at the B&G Plaza, documenting these demons in Ontario. This is license 8VVX310. A demon pacing back and forth in a wheelchair. That's what that is. 8VIG 139. I'm sorry, 8VYG 139. (6EWP 180). A5 460, I believe. 7UUV 492. 8EHV 922. 201 32011 8GBJ 642. 8WAT 610. 6LNS 153. C5UUZ 495, 7DKT, I can't see that one, 7SMI 642, I believe. (7LWP 945). License 7BAR 418. License plate, let's see, 8RZW 172, 7JHB 073, and it is 9:59 a.m., 10 a.m. on the dot, 7UVB 930. I'll show you the fake sun over B&G Plaza. Not over the Upland Public Library, not over the Fontana Lewis Library. This is P.O.C. There's a state that anticipates it, hovering in a commercial-sized plane. License 5T25916. Encore. 7CXW787, KUN877. And you're going to remember the light activity I'm capturing inside of the Fontana Lewis Library. That's directed light. And that's not sunlight that's going to result anyway, even if the sun was above the sky space of that venue. That's the state aiming directed light onto the floors, while the state's fake sign at the same time is right here over B&G Plaza. All right, 7KPJ 798. 7XYR542, and this is documentation that was already published speaking to what Fontana Lewis Library were documented as engaged in yesterday. 6KPD 529, because the actual sun would never be able to coexist, maintaining that central presence over my head, following me to that place from Ontario to Fontana, after documenting its maintenance of presence over my head in the city of Ontario, including the B&G Plaza. City of Ontario maintaining presence. These are demons driving in circles using dumpster trucks. 1554790. P.O.C. It is 10:02 a.m. See, 10:07, 8WEZ 574. It's an African American male driving a white Jeep, stalking in the path. 7ZGN 713. And directed light in the shade while he drives by in operation of his communication device. Monitoring with FedEx, who is stalking in the path at the Ontario City Hall at 10:08 a.m. All right, documenting what is molestation by UPS as directed light streams in front of that vehicle toward me, swiping across my person. That's a molestation while they are under the fake sun, which is no longer over the B&G Plaza. City Hall is monitoring, exiting that venue in operation of their communication device, going to their vehicle in the parking lot. The City Hall of Ontario is nothing but a state facilitating venue. 8SYG 883. All right, in directed light, this is the environment. In the path in directed light, it's called stalking, group stalking. 6ETP013, 8SYG 883, 37766V1, 7FFG 797, 8GYE 330. Stalking with FedEx, crossing path into the fake sun. Directed light in front of their car. License plate 8PPR240, 5NSF068, and the FedEx license plate 71027P1. It's 10:11 a.m. Eight JJX000, 7WIG 756, 5ZCS 426. 5VVV101, 7DJD259. All right, took an image of what is directed light, and you have Ontario PD that's present. And let me show you the video. Hold on. Hi. What are you doing here?
How are you?
What are you doing here?
How you been?
I said, what are you doing here?
Do you remember me?
You remember me, apparently. I said, what are you doing here?
What am I doing
Yeah,
here?
calling my name out. Why are you here?
Why am I here?
Yes. Want me to say it
I'm
again?
trying to talk to you.
About what? What summoned you here, and why are you here?
So check this out. Are you?
This is our Guerrero, badge number 20070. And who are you? I documented her engaging in federal stalking at Ontario Town Square. What's your name again?
You do remember.
AWAD?
Yes, ma'am.
Number 20301, arriving in directed light and stating my name.
If I call someone here who's a social worker that can provide help?
No, my question is, what brought you here? How did you know I was arriving here? You arrived with simultaneity. So how did you know I was here?
It's a question. Do you want help?
You saw me walking where?
Right here.
I was walking in between the senior center. Where were you?
There's someone that works for the county.
You're changing the subject.
Her
First,
name is
before we
Monique.
get there.
That's why I'm here, to try to give you some help.
But you knew I was here already.
I saw you as I pulled up. I saw you.
You saw
And I
me
recognized
walking
you.
up.
Because Erica, you and me go way back.
We don't know.
Way back.
The facial
Erica
hair.
Spencer.
I know you know my name.
Of course.
The facial hair looks nice, by the way. But let's not get distracted. I was going to say, how did you know I was here? I was in the parking lot of the city hall.
I was driving by. And
You
I
were just
saw
happy
you.
to be driving by? Oh, okay. That's all I wanted to get.
Look,
Go ahead.
There's a lady named Monique. She works for the county. She has a lot of resources. Are you okay if I call her right now? so she could come talk to you?
Who's Monique? With what? With what?
She works for the county.
I dealt with.
She has a lot of resources.
I dealt with the county before. You know that.
Can I call? I'm just asking you. Will you wait here if I call her?
I was getting ready to go to the library. How long?
I understand that.
How long you want me to wait?
Oh, you have a dog coming up behind you.
Oh, whose dog is that?
That's Jose's dog.
Oh.
Jose, ya mero?
Okay, it's 10:14 a.m.
Okay.
Oh, he's nice. He's not
Te vas a
biting.
llevar todo, ¿verdad? ¿Tus cosas?
I didn't know you spoke Spanish.
Okay. Por favor. Okay. They're gonna come.
Hi. You mad? Why are you mad, puppy?
She's cute, huh?
Okay, so what's going on?
Sorry.
You want to call somebody?
Can I call Monique? She works for the county and she has a lot of resources.
Okay.
Can I call her?
You're doing the no shave. Or no shave November. Is that why you're not shaving? It's a good look though. It's a good look.
Thank you.
It is.
He does look good, huh?
It is.
You made my day.
Different. Oh, whatever. You're so fake. It's a good look though. I'm not a hater. I'll give a compliment.
You made my day.
You like scruffiness?
A little bit, not too dirty
too.
looking, but it's not a bad look.
looks good.
He still has it trimmed. You know?
I tell him don't grow it out anymore after that though.
Yeah,
like
keep
this
it
is a
in
good
the library.
amount
Not too
right
long.
here. But you're right, the trim makes a big difference
Outside of
too.
the library. Remember Erica Spencer, who I told you I've always wanted you to meet?
I don't remember hearing about Monique. I remember hearing about
with Corey and
what's her
Charlie
name?
up at the Rite Aid.
Monique is awesome. I think you're gonna really like her.
Oh.
So the thing with the county, I've dealt with him
If you
before,
don't
but I'll
mind,
tell you
when
since I
you
never
get
talked to you before. The county,
Yes, if
they
you
were
walk
only
out to where
offering
that
resources
sign
at
is
that
at,
time. I don't know if
that
it's changed
coffee
now,
shop.
but they were only offering resources for if you have like some sort of mental health incapacity, some sort of criminal history, or all sorts of qualifications that did not meet, and I'm not going to feign it in order to get shelter. I mean, you know my situation. It's not like I want to be sleeping outside, but I'm not going to do that. Oh, I'm crazy just so you can give me a hotel room or something. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, you should.
I'm not going to do that. So,
If you're hot, you can come to the shade.
oh, if I'm hot, yeah.
I'm gonna go to the shade,
back of my
too.
head was burning.
All right.
No, thank you.
It's 10:28 a.m. I was staying in a hotel room, and this is in Ontario at Economy Inn, and you have what is the going to this job site in Riverside County, and while I'm doing so, my work clothes and all that are staying in that hotel room. So when the county stopped paying for the room, you have my work clothes and all. I can't carry all that, so it was
Provided
essentially
the payment
forfeited.
for the motel room.
The county.
When the county is a huge entity.
Yeah, I know.
So when you say
and so
that,
this is what I mean. When I'm saying I'm not under those programs, but they were able to kind of like help me a little bit without, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I was given gift cards so that I can buy those.
you don't remember which department though that was through.
What is her name? Wow. I haven't talked to her in a minute, but I forgot her name. She's with, it's called Inroads.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Marcel, thank you. Because I
Okay,
keep wanting to
okay.
call her Marcella, and I'm like, that's not her name. It's Marcel. We had a long discussion. I met her actually at Ontario Town Square in 2020.
Okay.
And she is with Inroads, and we had a long, drawn-out conversation. Just like I told them in some, I'm not going to feign some mental illness in order to get shelter. All right, regardless of how much I would like to not be sleeping on the street, I'm not going to feign some mental illness to get a hotel room. All right, or to get some sort of financials. I'm not going to do that.
Have you received mental health services before?
No, not voluntarily. No.
Okay.
Never.
Okay. When you say not voluntarily, what does that mean?
I have been kidnapped by the Ontario Police Department before, and they engaged in what was a fictitious prosecution.
What were
It
the
was-
circumstances under that?
It was an
situation?
illegal arrest.
What was it? What was the documentation?
There was no documentation. What do you mean?
What was on the paperwork? So when you're saying you were illegally kidnapped, but
Are you an attorney?
I'm not.
Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't through the county or anything like that. It was literally an illegal arrest pursuant
So
to
my question to you was if you had ever received mental health services.
right,
before.
and I did not. While I was kidnapped, you have what is the literal engineering of information that actually did not exist, people that I never spoke with, but they made that up as though it existed. And I was kidnapped inside of a mental ward. That's what kidnapping is. All right, and they made up information like medication prescriptions. I don't take medication. I don't even take ibuprofen if I have cramps. All right, I try to veer away from that. But there were medical prescriptions made up. There were physicians claiming that they met with me, claiming suicidal ideation. I have never, ever in my life, and I would never harm myself. Never talked about it, never thought about it, never fathomed it. And that's pursuant to what was a kidnapping by the Ontario Police Department.
Okay.
And that is a kidnapping, and that was the trying to artificially engineer a mental case, a mental health case in a court. All right.
Okay.
So this is relative. This is directly related to what I have been observing and what I was experiencing in the workforce. I leave the workforce, and this hostility is continuing in a different region. And the more that I documented, the more aggressive, for example, law enforcement became engaging in kidnapping and trying to artificially engineer in other words, trying to dress me as one who is suffering from a mental health issue when I do not. It doesn't exist.
What type of family support do you have in the area?
I would say none, but for example, I went to the hotel room in Palmdale with, she's a relative. She's the one that I formerly lived with, who I moved away from.
Okay.
That's Tracy Banks.
Okay, so you got back in contact with her. And
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are on good terms now?
I wouldn't say we're on good terms. We communicate. I haven't communicated with her as of late. Obviously, I'm sleeping on the streets. So it's the ability to deal with one and understanding the reality of the relationship. It's not a mother-daughter relationship. It's not.
But what is her relationship to you?
It is. I wouldn't even say it's. You could say cordial, and that's just to put it under umbrella for a less.
But your like actual your like I guess legal relationship, is she your aunt? Is she?
Oh, she is a biological mother. Yeah.
She's your biological mother. Okay.
So what is all this information helpful for you to do?
So I'm a social worker, and so my job is to kind of figure out what we can do for you, but I also need some sort of a timeline to figure out how we got to this point, to figure out what exactly it is that you may need. So I can't just come and just ask you how you're doing today, because something led up to us getting to this point today.
Right.
So,
and I'm able to clearly articulate it is that which is born of a financial situation. Surrounding circumstances that affected my ability to work. All right. I did not go to college and law school and all of a sudden just I don't want to work anymore. That's not how that works in real life. And I didn't do all that work to just forfeit all of that accomplishment. All right. And so it is having a direct impact on my ability to work as an attorney, and it's the financial aspect of it. And that's where if people are willing to contribute to that, I guess. But other than that, there is no mental health situation. I've suffered kidnapping by law enforcement who are also present today stating that they want to help, but the same agency engaged in kidnapping on more than one occasion. And then it's not a coincidence, in my opinion, where I am subject to what is a kidnapping and then trying to dress me as one suffering from a mental issue that doesn't exist. All right, disregarding the fact that, no, I don't want to talk to any mental health workers, and engaging in harassment in that regard, like nagging every day while I'm being illegally kept in jail. Nagging every day. Do you want to talk to? No, I don't want to talk to. I'm not going to, and I don't have to, and I know my rights. You don't have any legal consent. And then artificially engineering information such that it appears in a court that doesn't have any jurisdiction over me, that there's some Penal Code 1370 mental health case, and it doesn't. That was a criminal act that I suffered.
okay, is that something that you talk to someone about?
No. Who are you going to talk to about? You can't report it to the police when the police are the ones that are engaging in it, right? Or who am I going to talk to? The county about it? I mean, I'm telling you about it, but that's the reality of what happened. That's some heavy-duty stuff, right? What do you do with that?
I mean, you have the right to do whatever you want and report whatever you want. When it comes to, so I'm trying to figure out the support. So you're able to get some sort of help from your biological mother, but not consistently?
I guess you could say that. I guess you could say that.
Okay.
So you can put it on.
I'm just kind of going back to, so you felt that your situation was dire enough where you needed to separate at the time, but now it's not that way.
No, that's not the case at all. It is a matter of ongoing. What I'm documenting, what I was aware of in 2018 has not stopped to be in existence. It is now that I am confronting what is an ongoing threat, all right, because that's why you're moving away from where you live, knowing you don't have anywhere else to live. That must be something that is posing a direct threat. I would not just move out of my apartment home not having anywhere else to live for no reason because I want to be homeless. all right, or leaving the workforce, practicing law after I went through all those years of training to do so, just because I just want to give that up.
Does your mom have the same perception as far as how these events are taking place?
I don't know what her perception is, but it is likely not going to be one that in any way paints her as engaging in that posing of that threat. I know that.
Okay, do you feel like she's a part of that?
It's not a matter of feeling, it's a matter of documentation, yes.
You're not giving me any specifics, so that's why I'm saying the word feeling.
So in other words, when I'm subject to kidnapping by the Ontario Police Department, she was directly engaged in that conduct. She was present, engaging in that act of kidnapping.
Okay, so you're
on more than one occasion.
Your type of communication with her is based off of your initiation or hers? So when you guys do communicate?
More often than not, she is communicating with me.
Okay.
And then if she reaches out, I can deal with whoever, you know, and understanding the full circumstances of what I am dealing with. But when she reaches out to me, then yes, I respond. If I may or may not respond, but more often than not, I do respond, yeah.
Okay. So the main thing is, you know, weather is going to be changing, which you know. Mm-hmm. So what are your plans as far as where you're going to be sleeping, where you're going to be staying? Because the downtown area, in the beginning we come through with as many resources as we can, right? But once, you know, like they'll finish this construction, more people will start to be downtown as far as public, and anyone who's staying in the area, they're not going to be able to stay here. They're they have to do their job. Police officers have to do their job. So I would like to see,
and that includes federal stalking. Go ahead.
So I would like to see, you know, some sort of linkage for you, some sort of resource for housing, if that is what your concern is. So with Inroads, are you saying that Marcella told you the only way to get you assistance?
Inroads is a program that is for those who have
familiar. I work with them every day.
So I don't fit under that umbrella. No, I don't.
You don't fit under what umbrella?
The umbrella for having some mental health issue, having a criminal background. Those are the qualifications for assistance under those programs. Am I incorrect? For Inroads?
I don't work for Inroads. I work with them. I don't work for them.
Okay, well those are the qualifications under the Inroads program, unless they've changed it. But they did not have just general assistance for someone who is a transient. Okay, not having an issue, being able to work. I'm ample-bodied, fully capable, overqualified for any ordinary job that you would throw in my direction. And there is no mental health issue, and there is no criminal background history.
Okay, are you okay with me taking your phone number, and I give you my work phone number, and see what I can find out from Inroads to see? Because I don't have that information that you're giving me as that being the criteria, but I don't want to misspeak. And I want to make sure that we're both on the same page with what they are and aren't able to help with. Is that something that you're interested in?
I mean, unless Inroads change their program, sure, you can.
Okay. Officer Guerrero or Officer Juan, can I have a piece of paper?
Hi, are you guys with the county as well, or are you guys police officers?
They're with the police.
Oh, you're with the Ontario Police Crime Prevention Unit? What's your name?
Erica Spencer.
Hi.
Erica.
Hi, Sabrina. What's your name?
And Dolores.
Dolores? Hi, Dolores. Hi, nice to meet you.
I'm Ruben.
Okay.
Oh, what?
I know. I definitely both of y'all.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you? Are you well?
I came to talk to you.
And what does that mean? You're in relevant position to me in the environment?
How are you doing?
I'm well.
Okay.
So you want me to call you?
I'll take your number too. What is your phone number?
Here, I'll write it. Do you have something to write down?
Yeah, go ahead. You can talk to me. I love that.
And so this conversation is so that you can look into your resources as to...
Yeah, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to Inroads. I'm going to get some clarification on... Thank you very much. I'm going to get some clarification on what their policies are.
UPS 24098R2.
So I want to make sure that whatever resources that I do extend to you, that it's... there's not going to be any issues. I don't want to give you information and then
that's
you
not
reach out or
helpful.
Because then what are we doing? Going in full circle.
Well, and not only that, I mean, that's fine. We're conversing, but I've had this conversation with Marcel. I've had this conversation.
I believe you, and that's why I said let me do. I'm not promising you anything, right?
Oh, and I'm not taking you as promising me anything.
Okay. So I'm like, let me do my part, and I will definitely reach out to you and give me, about a week. So I'll reach out to the resources that I have. So there's an official holiday on Thursday.
Right.
So I will send out my emails. I'll make my phone calls. Whatever information I get back that will be relevant to you, I will offer it to you, and then we'll go from there. If it's something that's not appropriate for you or not relevant to what your needs are, then you'll get the information and you'll just have it. If it's something that's going to be beneficial to you, that will help improve your situation at any point, in any way, then it'll only be beneficial, right?
Sure. If it's something that I'm willing to take advantage of, yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
Can I see your boots?
My boots?
Yeah, I'm kind of shopping for boots.
Oh, hold on. See, they're Levi's boots.
Oh, those are so cute, dude.
They're comfy. They're comfy. They have like a suede feel on the outside. They're really comfortable. I'll give you
They
that.
look good on your
Because I
feet,
do
too.
walk a lot, so they're comfortable and they protect my toes.
My feet are white. They don't look good in boots, but those look
My
good.
feet are really skinny.
I do have white feet. Really? Yeah, mine. I mean, I think I have white feet.
Did you have to get white shoes?
No.
Alrighty.
I just, that's
well,
a personal thing.
All right. Well, okay. My name is Monique. So
Monique, and you're with San Bernardino County. Monique,
Yes.
Asrael?
Asphalt.
Asphalt. Okay.
Yes, and Ontario PD. So that's where I'm at. So like I said, just give me a little bit of time, and I'll reach out. That way, I cross all my T's, dot all my I's, and make sure that whatever information I do obtain, that I can make sure that I know all that comes with it. Okay.
Okay. Alrighty.
Okay.
This was very informative, I guess, for you, I suppose.
Well, you know,
this is P.O.C.
it's
though.
more, I mean, this is my job. So my job is to support law enforcement, and they are here for engagement right now. They're here to provide support. They're here to provide resources. I'm considered a resource, so I can.
Okay, understood.
Okay. So if you were to call me and it's outside my work hours, you're more than welcome to leave me a voicemail. And then as soon as I get back in the office where I'm available, I'll give you a call back. So I respond to field calls. I'm in the field sometimes, or I don't work on the weekends. So if you leave me a voicemail, as soon as I get it, I will return your call.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're welcome.
All right.
Do you guys need anything else from Miss Spencer?
Well, they didn't need anything in the first place. They arrived like
But you started talking to me like, why are you talking to me?
No,
And
I didn't say why you're talking.
I was first going to walk up
This
and
is
give
why I
you a
document
hug.
everything. Oh no touching. You know that COVID. You can't do that without. Can I give you a hug and then? All right. You know what you represent. We've had this conversation. Come on now.
You know, we stopped talking like that. Remember.
We did?
You and I stopped.
We did.
We stopped.
Really? We did.
Stopped. You know we stopped talking.
I don't think so. I don't think so. But this was a friendly exchange. We'll say that.
I'm glad Monique met you, finally.
What happened with Marcel?
She works for Inroads.
She works for Inroads.
Oh, so you're saying, okay,
so that's why
sorry.
I was telling you. And then
I
when
do
you're
kinda
like
get 'em.
county, I'm like, oh, you just have no idea. When you
It's
say
a lot
county,
of-
it's a whole,
That's
like
what
there's
happened.
departments,
When
there's
I called you,
programs.
she thought it was Inroads coming.
Oh, okay.
Well, not necessarily inroads, but I was just thinking, why don't you just call Marcel? Because you, but I see you're calling, I guess, a different.
Well, I work at the police department, so I'm directly there with them to work with them. So sometimes Inroads is more appropriate because what they provide. Sometimes, like, let's say if you need a medical care, they have a nurse that's with them, and other services that come with them. So it just depends on what someone's need is. Everybody, just because you consider yourself a transient.
No, I am a transient.
Right, but I know,
you're
but
homeless. That's what it is by definition,
not
right?
necessarily, but I mean by your own statement, if that's what you consider yourself. So I can't say that everybody who doesn't have a place to stay, a permanent residence, has the same situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, everybody's situation is not the same, and it didn't.
Well, come from the same results. You're right. I don't have an
So
issue of
that's why
abusing crack cocaine, and that's how I ended up on the streets.
So you
right.
understand why when I'm asking these background questions, I need to figure out if there's any other resources that when I start looking into something, if there's something else that I need to do, then I will. But if it's not appropriate for you, then I'm not going to give you information on substance abuse if that's not what your issue is.
Right.
So that's it.
Understood. Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk to me about? You arrived here, officer. You arrived here like right on time with simultaneity to my walking down here.
With
Is there
my
anything
whole
else?
Team.
You sure did.
With my
Ready.
whole team, we roll deep. You know how we.
Is there
you know
anything
how
else?
we do it.
I do know how you do it. Is there anything else?
At this point, we will
You are funny.
end our
Boy.
conversation. Thank you for.
Hi.
Remember the word you taught me?
So cute.
Irrespective.
Irrespective. She taught me that
I'm all
word.
ooh and a baby.
Irrespective of what you guys think.
You're right, and irrespective of the substance of this conversation, it is still POC.
So
All right,
basically-
so
basically what I told Miss Spencer is
Where are we
I
at?
will look into the resources that would be appropriate for her. There was some criteria that she was explained as far as what inroads can do and can't do, and what the linkage would be. And
How is-
it's a little gray for me. I don't know it to be that way, so I said let me reach out to them, ask them what their criteria is for the help that
Yeah,
she would need, and then I'll get back to her.
You having the conversation and seeing where Eric is at, that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
where Erica's at? Erica's at the Ontario Open Family Community Library. What do you mean?
See what resources we can give you and help you
Because
with.
you're trying to help, right? You're trying to help?
We are the police. We always try to help.
Really? That's
We
fascinating.
protect and serve.
Mm-hmm. You protect and serve what?
We will go above and beyond the call of duty to try to get you wherever you need to go.
Okay. That's some good audible activity right there. All right.
Are you here Monday?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
You want to touch bases?
Yeah. Well,
But it's hard to get a hold of her. Where
It is.
Did she tell you where?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I can remember my phone number. That's true.
Is,
Yeah, it's my
is your
number
phone
too.
only on when it's Wi-Fi?
You remember? No, this is actually operating. So you say you're going to
That
call
way,
by
that way
when?
we're in touch.
Okay. That's fine.
It'll be next week, but
Alright.
he's my eyes downtown, so he may be able to see.
Yeah, he knows where I am,
before I
coming
get in
around the
touch
corner,
with
shows up in real time. He's good like that. Do you want an email address?
you. Sure.
In the event that you can't,
Sure.
yeah, reach me on my
What
phone.
is it?
My email, let me see which one I'm going to give you. I'll give you my my professional. It's, I'm moving back. It is M-I.
S.
All right, this is P.O.C. 8XFE210, directed light bouncing off a vehicle of the Ontario Police. I understand that was all audible activity and relevant positioning. The state flying over by helicopter. A light activity as they open the door. Simultaneity of presence visually as I am taking the picture of the directed light on the sidewalk in between the 280 North Limit Apartments. That's Officer Awad engaging in POC at the Ontario Town Center. Officer Guerrero engaging in POC. And what is their form? Oh, we want to help you. And as you heard, getting out, knowing my name, knows exactly who I am, and uses what is an officer that I have encountered before as that form for familiarity with me. Understand the entity is aware of exactly who I am, and we are under the fake sun and in directed light. It is 10:50 a.m. My conversation with them is no less of a threat, and I am documenting them while they are engaging in that communication of information, which is redundant. All right, she knows who I am, and this is the reality. You are in the environment, and this is San Bernardino County, which is also engaging in federal stalking at their venues, which I've documented, while they are present in the path, monitoring at Economy Inn. All right, this is all manner of POC, and this is demonic activity as well. San Bernardino County and Ontario Police monitoring with UPS, monitoring with the Ontario Open Family Community Library, monitoring with 280 North Limit Apartments, monitoring with McCarthy, who is in relevant position. And all manner of directed light, the POC ongoing while I am talking to them. All right, it does not stop. So that's why I'm publishing that, and that is speaking to the threat posed by those same officers with whom are chumming like we're buddies, and he is monitoring me, okay, and engaged and present pursuant to criminal summoning. All right, this is the reality of what they are engaging in, asking about my background, aware of and this is the reality, aware of the entire historic background. This is how the entity and why the entity became increasingly aggressive, engaging in what are those acts of kidnapping, all right, and stating to go and get information. Understand that this is the pattern of conduct occurring under in that form, if you will, with that method, all right. And with that, I captured what is directed light while they are parked in the shade, and the state is aiming its directed light, its engineered light, on that vehicle of the Ontario Police. That is no less the same terrorism, all right. You have what is surrounding with the San Bernardino County engaging in that pattern of conduct as well. It is no less the POC, and the state's fake sun is positioned directly over the 280 North Limit Apartments while we are standing. They are all engaging in the pattern of conduct, aware of every word that I uttered this morning while they were patrolling all around. And I want to be clear that that is the demonic behavioral pattern as Officer Awad and Guerrero arrive parking at the driveway and stopping right in front of me as I pull out my camera to capture that directed light that was in front of me. All right, I took a picture of that, and he immediately hops out, immediately drives up, hops out. Hey, Erica, all right, this is all audible. You're looking at what are the elements, and it is the P.O.C. It is currently 10:52 a.m., and I'm going to show you what is the fake sun. All right, it is currently 1:12 p.m. and what I'm documenting is this is group stalking. This is the state that's manning the path, and this is the ongoing P.O.C. I've been documenting, as I've been revealing, and this is the sexual violence. So you have what is nothing but stalking inside of a venue where the state's environment is present. This is the government that is manning the path, and this is demonic activity. So these are demons with ongoing simultaneous knowledge of every little move that you're making, including on the venue of the internet, on communication device, and this is how they are engaged in that mutual demonic behavioral pattern of arriving out of the blue, making noises. Everything is also amplified. I am on the first level, the bottom level of the library inside of the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library, and you have what is the presence of communication devices in relevant position to the bathroom. That is sexual violence. Okay, they are monitoring and doing so inside of the private space while the state is inside creating noise inside of that bathroom. This is surveillance that is ongoing, and then you have what is the engagement in what is demonic activity. These are the criminal elements of monitoring inside of that private space. And then as I exit, you have what is these third parties intentionally leave where they were sitting upon my entrance. Their communication devices remain though, and they are in direct light, and the state's fake sun is over the venue. This is the P.O.C. All right, and that is the sexual violence. It's 1:13 p.m. And that is the ongoing P.O.C. and you're understanding what is the maintenance of that environment while they engage in ceaseless, and they meaning the entity, ceaseless stalking, including inside of the bathroom. All right, and that is the sex offender. And by the way, the state's fake sun and directed light already heavily documented at this venue. This is the same actor that I've already documented, and also documenting them engaging in what is a show of hostility, and this is unlawful under federal law and for purposes of prosecuting the entity while they engage in obstruction of justice with knowledge of everything that I'm documenting and seeking to engage in that terrorism and harassment while I am documenting it. All right, it is 1:14 p.m. Okay, what I captured on video at 1:14 p.m. what you will see is the state's fake sun, which is remaining in the city of Ontario over the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library. You'll see what is directed light underneath the structure of the entrance of the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library. And this is also paying attention to what I documented today. It's over the museum, directed light underneath the structure of the side of the museum, the directed light while they're stalking in the path at the Ontario Museum. The Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library is up on the same street, Euclid Avenue. This is north. This is movement nowhere of its fake sun. And not only that, you're talking about what is a cumulative documentation of stalking with a fake sun that is not both over the roof of the Fontana Lewis Library in the city of Fontana. All right, and then also maintaining that central presence over me, over the ceiling of the Upland Public Library in the city of Upland, where the state is also aiming directed light inside of that venue, covering even the bathroom door to communicate a sexually violent threat with knowledge of everything I'm documenting. All right, and engineered light inside and outside of that bathroom while I open that wooden door. But you have what is the state's fake sun, as I just captured it right now, directly over me at the entrance of the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library, where I documented the state acting via San Bernardino County and the Ontario Police Department engaging in terrorism. That is literally Satan putting a smile on his face, all right, acting through these demon-possessed stalkers who were stalking around the library and engaged in a method of encountering me under the form of, oh, what can we do to help you? It's all audible activity. This is demonic activity. That's the malice with which the entity engages in P.O.C. All right. I documented that. That's why I entertained it. It is 1:17 p.m. and that is the state's fake sun. That is not over the Fontana Lewis Library. Impossible light activity captured inside of the Fontana Lewis Library. Impossible light activity over the Fontana Metrolink train station, on the Omnitrans buses, where I am not only at different cities, and the state's fake sun is directly over me, directly over those venues. I am in transit, and the state's fake sun is over that vehicle, while I am subject to the same demonic system, while the state is also molesting with directed light while they are in transit in their cars driving by. This is the totality of that documentation. It is 1:18 p.m. and that is the documentation of what is sexual violence, where the state's maintaining its environment at the venue. All right, the venue is, particularly right now, the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library, And the totality of that entity is monitoring inside of a bathroom and engaging in what is terrorism and sexual violence, creating an ongoing soundtrack so that the stalkers all around can monitor, and going also to the extent of entering inside of that private space to stalk you in a bathroom, because that's exactly what that is. And doing so while they're monitoring with communication devices inside of the private space. It's 1:18 p.m. and that video is documented. I will publish that, and they are monitoring on the communication devices as I do so. P.O.C. Okay, so capturing the venue, because that's exactly what this is with the demonic light that is present inside of the venue. And I've already documented this, but first of all, directed light shooting inside the state, illuminating it, aiming it through the glass of the entrance, also touching the floor space. This is the same directed light you're looking at on the floor space inside of the Fontana Lewis Library. This is the same directed light you're looking at covering the floor space inside of the Upland Public Library. Okay, this is the same directed light that the state is molesting with while group stalkers walk by. They're stalking in the path. Right, you have what is the same directed light that I've shown you, for example, inside of Starbucks, as the state is aiming that directed light, moving it into the onto the floor space and reaching up to the walls, up to the ceiling. That's directed light. That's what's at the entrance, and that is clearly the case. You have already understood that this is not the sun at 1:14 p.m. and that's just an example, a vivid illustration, okay? But you have what is remaining at each and every venue where I remain for the duration of the day, and that's impossible. That's not the sun. This is the pattern of conduct, and that's entirely demonic, and that is capturing what is terrorism by the entity that is stalking, and it is monitoring together, operating a state system. And the demonic light that is present, this is terrorism as I'm documenting it. Understand, this environment is present inside of the venue, and you have what I'm showing you. First of all, I'm capturing images while group stalkers are sitting around. They're maintaining presence. These are demons filling. This is the reality. These are the demon possessed filling the venue, both working here and coming to maintain presence in the venue. Okay, and this is why the state's fake sun is here, because I am here. Because when I'm not here, the state's fake sun is over. For example, the Fontana Lewis Library, the Upland Public Library, as I've shown clearly over my head, directed light inside of the venue. It's P.O.C. So they are here maintaining presence. They are here stalking in concert with the state in the environment, and the demonic light, it is demonic. Understand, this is demented. You're seeing the twisted condition of the people of the state through that light. And what I'm showing you in images, not only are you looking at what is directed light, as I'm showing you, for example, on the carpet, and then the video that I captured at around 3:21 p.m., pay attention to what is actually present. First of all, you see two arms I'm waving. Okay, this is impossible light activity. That's not naturally occurring from like the ordinary light that you have on the ceiling. All right, that's not ordinary light activity. This is the state's directed light. This is molestation. Okay, you're touching, molesting as you're monitoring because you want to stalk and monitor, and you're necessarily molesting while doing so. And you also are looking at, for example, the table. The shadows of the tables. Look at that. There's more than one shadow of the tables. Second of all, the desks, the partitions that I'm standing by while I'm waving my arms, you're looking at with my hand. There's double shadows, yes, but you're also looking at the chairs that are pushed into the desk. You're looking at the top of the chairs. Their shadows are on the floor. This is absolutely impossible light. This is requiring this. Let me tell you what that is. For example, I showed you this morning, and I've showed you a substantial amount of documentation, but the directed light, while the state's engineered light hits a surface, and you'll see that surface itself, for example, the engineered light hitting a rim, you'll see the appearance of that rim in the directed light appear on the asphalt. That is what is occurring as you're looking at what is the impossible occurrence. Under a light, under normal circumstances, the shadow of the top of those chairs that are pushed into the desk, those shadows are not appearing on the carpet. Look at that. That is directed light. In addition to what is the double shadows of the tables, the double shadows of my arm. And I also captured what is stalking with activity. This is a demon-possessed stalker, and this is amplified audible activity while the door is slammed. This is a demon that is sitting around stalking focused on what I'm doing. And the moment that I change operation on my phone, that is open up my Samsung Notes and to go into a double screen. All right, this is changing operation. They are monitoring on communication devices. This is a demon that is stalking in the path, ready to create activity, which the state amplifies. And this is an extraordinarily loud slamming of this door, which I took an image of. She is stalking in the path, pushing a book cart. This is for crossing in path and engaging in the ongoing activity creation. This is a demon. All right, that's a demonic behavioral pattern, and they are in a demonic environment. And as far as the elements go, this is the demon possessed engaging in federal stalking. The light activity is present. The stalking with activity is present by the people who are maintaining presence in the path in that environment. That is absolutely abnormal, all while they are molesting together. It's 3:40 p.m. and this is Ontario Ovid Family Community Library. That is the ongoing P.O.C. Hi. I don't know, but go ahead. Hey, don't touch my phone. Okay, now I'm gonna take a picture of it. Why are you touching my property? Why are you touching my property? Don't touch my property. All right, that's a third party that is stalking with activity as I'm documenting what is the amplified sound of voices through the wall. Okay, this begins as I am operating my communication device. You're suddenly hearing what is loud noise, and remember, the amplification is speaking to the environment, and they are in directed light. And then you have this third party who was also outside monitoring. He was present with the Ontario Police this morning. This same one with the dog. All right, he's inside of the library, and he is stalking with activity and touches my property. Okay, meaning touching my phone. And he is coming over here crossing path as I'm engaging and recording the voices that you're suddenly hearing through the walls. That's amplification, right? And this is activity creation. This is, it's 3:44 p.m. and that's what I was documenting. He comes and is loitering in relevant position and understand this is operation of the communication device and I am currently on the internet. All right, so he is engaging in P.O.C. That's where he's coming in now. But what I was focusing on is the sound of conversation that's loudly heard through the walls. I'm on the first level in the basement area. Well, I guess it's called a basement, but it's like downstairs inside of the library. This is the pattern of conduct. All right, this is what the state is doing everywhere, okay? That's called amplification, and it occurs wherever I sit. Activity follows, and that is a method of activity creation. And all of a sudden, you're hearing everything that is ongoing in different rooms is loudly heard in every other room. And this is the demonic environment, okay, with the demonic light and the demonic pack conduct while they're stalking all together in the bath. It's 3:45 p.m. All right, it is currently 5:50 p.m. and what I uploaded, and despite the federal stalking conduct that is monitoring with communication devices of the entity, that is engaging in what is molestation of my entire body, while this venue is cloaked in directed light. That's the video that I showed you, the images that I showed you, and the slideshow inside of the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library. What is the demonic formula? It is the same P.O.C. You are looking at what is, for example, a book cart, right? Where the librarian, right? This is a demon-possessed stalker who is acting pursuant to a demonic behavioral pattern coming out of nowhere with simultaneity to what I'm doing on my phone, on the internet, and crossing path in directed light, the abnormal light, the simultaneity of conduct, the amplification of audible activity. This is a demon-possessed stalker. I'm taking images of what is patrolling. You have what is the audio that I captured. Understand, this is activity. Now all the conversation that's going on upstairs is now heard down here. And these demons are coming up and down the stairs, stalking with activity, all right, pursuant to what I'm doing on the internet, on the phone, while they are actively engaging in what is monitoring, trying to obstruct the ability to publish. And so this is what you're looking at. That's why I'm showing you the pictures of them coming downstairs and going upstairs, coming from behind the book stacks. They are crossing path. They are maintaining presence as one group in an absolutely abnormal environment. I've shown you the light activity. This is the environment. They are contributing to the environment pursuant to that demonic formula. Stalking, first of all, as one, an entity. You're talking about different faces engaging in the same demonic conduct, simultaneity of conduct, amplification of their conduct, the absolutely abnormal environment, which is also tethering all of them together. And you have what is, again, the staggering of internet. This is the ongoing result. All right. This is the demon possessed. They're engaging in these are demons. This is demonic activity. And you are looking at what is the legal framework. The government is stalking as it's practicing demonic activity. All right. And they are engaging in what is federal stalking. They're monitoring with communication devices. You have a third party that brought down his 2 little minion children. Okay. Let me be clear. I'm speaking to the spiritual reality. Those little children were demon-possessed minions. And guess what? Using your children to run around and make a bunch of noise in directed light is intentional conduct. It is the P.O.C. And his little minion children were acting pursuant to the demonic behavioral pattern, making noise, running around, what kids are outwardly appearing to be normal, right? They're running around, hitting stuff, making noise, just being the average bad child, but that's not it. These are demon-possessed children, which this third-party group stalker is intentionally coming around in the path with, while they are in directed light, creating that activity, monitoring with communication devices. That's what the dad is doing, all right? This is a demon-possessed father, demon-possessed children, inside of what is a demonic environment, monitoring in concert with the state, monitoring in concert with the demon-possessed who are surrounding in relevant position. All right. And that is the P.O.C. and that's the slideshow. That is terrorism. That is the exact same pattern of conduct. And that is documentation of what is terrorism while I am simultaneously being molested. I am being molested. That is the pattern of conduct. That is the psychopath. That is the stalker. That is the sex offender. Okay. It is the same exact pattern of conduct. It is 5:54 p.m. That is P.O.C. All right, molesting as the state is stalking in helicopters, 7JWG811. That is a predator that is stalking as I'm exiting the venue of the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library to come and cross path and then molest my body with that which is directed light. You have a group stalker that's at Wells Fargo aiming their headlights toward this direction as well. This is the demonic activity as you are walking into what is that ongoing terrorizing environment that the state is stalking you with. That is sexual molestation as I'm documenting, and I captured the image of the state stalking with helicopter flying in alignment as I'm walking out of the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library. That is the tracking conduct that the government's engaged in. And while I'm inside of that venue, just like every other venue, the state is tracking every single move, okay? Stalking inside of the venue, stalking as I exit the venue, and understand the state is monitoring. I've shown in my documentation, you're looking at what is an ongoing perpetual venue while the state is stalking and monitoring with the people. It is 8:23 p.m. and that's sexual molestation by the people of the state in concert with the state that's stalking in a helicopter. Right at exit of the Ontario Ovitt Family Community Library. It's 8:23 p.m. That's P.O.C. License 5JES118. BT4BN97, I believe. 8XNT871. 5NOZ723. That one doesn't have one. Not on the back, but here it is in the front. Covered up. That's funny. They covered their shit. Let's see, license. Another the VIN, excuse me. ZFBCFYBT2GP501462. It's a gray SUV of 2016. This is a Fiat. Parked in front of 280 North Lemon Apartments. No license plate on the back. And the license plate that's in the windshield is covered up. So that is the VIN number on that red Fiat SUV. License 9D120A1 7NMF871 7P49808 7 that is 7UUN561 and 7NWN776, I believe. 8JVL227. All right, the people are stalking at the Ontario Town Square in the parking lot, visibly, because they're stalking all together, including what I can't see. They're in the relevant position inside of the venue. 280 North Lemon Apartments is a venue. I've shown you that. It's nothing but a venue. They're monitoring. The people are group stalking, engaging in the ominous stalking conduct in the parking lot. This is a demon. License plate 7YRX078 is stalking using a communication device in the engineered light, using their brake lights, their headlights as light activity. They're stalking in the path. 8JVL217, and they are monitoring with the demon-possessed stalker right across in front of me, 7VFD684. These are demons that are monitoring together. 51647P2, 8LGV751, and they are all under the fake moon, which I also took an image of. 4XCR313, 4CGL144. All right, monitoring at third-party facilitating venue 280 North Lemon Apartments, senior housing partner. Monitoring at third-party facilitating venue Metro 102 Apartments. License 8TAR825-7JXR318. All right, and as I walk past the vehicle, understand these vehicles are at a distance away from me. Light activity is appearing on the license plate as I fix my vision on it to read the license plate. Okay, these are venues and they are monitoring in relevant position. You've seen how thorough the state is with its stalking conduct. These demons are inside of these venues of Metro 102, 280 North Lemon Apartments, lighting the path in the street, stalking in traffic, and they are monitoring in the same way. 8TTH297. And the venue of Metro 102 is out. You've got a group stalker stepping out to cross path 7TGP854. SJM084. 7SFW522. All right, meeting at the driveway. I'm gonna get this license plate. 7AFW905. 8. Let me see. Oh, I can't see it. Hold on. That's funny. Impossible light activity appearing from the gate. This demon-possessed stalker is walking out of the gate with a communication device. PBXG188. Out of Metro 102, that is sure enough a venue. Multiple shadows on the brick wall while this demon-possessed stalker with a communication device. A fugly white female, all right, walking out of the venue. Satan hears me talking right about her. Say something in the directed light. Okay, you know that you're fugly. You know that you're fugly. And you're a stalker. You're a stalker. Keep making threats, Satan, because I'm going to prosecute you. You're fugly. 7N14661. License plate. 8FMR814. While she's holding her communication device with multiple shadows, you're a psychopath. I'll see you in court. License BU94P26. Paper plate. That's coming out of third-party facilitated venue, Metro 102. And she really is fugly. I'm not just... Okay, she's fugly inside and out. That's a demon-possessed stalker. All right, license, 8:29 p.m. I can't see that license. Alrighty, that's P.O.C. Direct light, these are psychopaths, boy. That's audible activity, Union Pacific, 8G FE300. It is 8:30 p.m. What you're going to pay attention to is, because you're listening to the verbiage, what I'm using a specific jargon. How do you know what a third party is? How do you know what relevant positioning is? I'm talking about multiple shadows. You're acting like you're an oblivious person in a normal environment, and everything that I'm saying, I'm using my specific terms of art, and you have what is paying very close attention to every word that I am saying. All right, multiple shadows on the wall in operation of a communication device. She knows what that means? I doubt it. But let me be clear, these are demons that are monitoring, and they're paying very close attention to every word that I'm saying. All right, and that was Satan that knows very much that I called her ugly, okay? And I'm doing this because I know that you're a stalker, and I know that you're monitoring, all right? And everything that they are doing is revealing that as well. Even if they were good at acting like they're oblivious to my presence, that they're not stalking, you're prosecuting the demon-possessed, psychopath, sex-offending stalker by the environment that they're in. Because of the nature of the psychopath and the demonic activity that you are prosecuting based on the criminal conduct that the entity is engaging in, you are looking at what is the environment that they're in. You will never get the truth out of the mouth of a psychopath. Never. This is out of hell, okay? And that's how you're prosecuting it. Coming down to cross path is license plate. Just stops in the middle of the street and is molesting in operation of her communication device. 7RAX 753. That's P.O.C. 1, 2, 3, 4 shadows around me while she's molesting. That's a white female with curly hair. So like I said, you're paying attention to the ordinary person is, first of all, I'm talking about communication devices. I'm talking about relevant position. I'm talking about multiple shadows on the walls. All right. And I could have been having a conversation about some other fugly person with a communication device. All I'm saying is pay attention to that. There's that as well. But the bottom line is the pattern of conduct is established, and you're a stalker, and that stalker knows that I'm talking about them. All right, and that stalker is molesting, again, that's 7RAX 753, while Union Pacific is a means of audible activity. All right, this is P.O.C. All right, I did take an image of that. You're looking at what is being parked in the middle of the street, and she stops right in front of me and is in operation of her communication device. She's also under the fake moon. You're also going to see what is my enlarged shadow that is in front of me. All right, this is directed light. License plate 5UGH531 8RXJ 929. I'm sorry, 33819X2 7WIC 140 8FOS 685 8NLU 302 7LHX 916. I can't really see that one. License plate 8PHJ 937. License plate 8TRX 487. And I did capture an image of what is the stalking presence, the loitering presence, in directed light of the white female in the Nissan. It's an old Nissan, an operation of communication device in directed light. That is the stalking activity by the people of the state, and that's documentation of what is the ongoing pattern. They are blatant stalkers. And as you document them, understand this is a system that Satan, honestly, Satan, but we'll speak with regard to, these are the demon possessed. The entity never wanted revealed. So this is very raw hostility, and you have what is engaging in more threatening stalking activity, just like that, stopping in the middle of the street, molesting with light, not even acting like they're doing that. That is the raw stalking activity, just stopping in the middle of the street and doing so right in front of me, posing that direct threat as they are listening to every word I'm saying, as I'm talking about that fugly stalker that was stalking me with multiple shadows, looking like the psychopath that she is, and my awareness that she is focused on me, and that's why I'm getting her attention, when really in reality there's nothing that should be striking her. All right, you're talking about the demon possessed who are stalking you. She knows exactly who I'm talking about. I'm talking about her. All right, and that's the entity, that's the entity, that's the psychopath. And my personal resort is you're stalking and you're monitoring. You're so concerned about what I'm doing, where I'm going, what I'm doing, including in the bathroom when my panties are down, so you can hear every truth thought and said about you while you're stalking. And that's the helicopter while that group stalker is stalking in the middle of the street, okay? And the helicopter that was following from Ontario Ovid Family Community Library to the museum, 8:35 p.m. Ongoing documentation against that fugly group stalker, speaking to what is Metro 102 Apartments. That's the venue that she came out of, stalking in the path in directed light. In doing so, as I arrive at that curb, that's the demonic behavioral pattern. And this is the demonic behavioral pattern of stalking with helicopter. All right, engaging in terrorism while these demons demonstrate and exhibit that same hostility, because they're going to be prosecuted. All right, and they love so much to hear what I have to say, so they will hear not only their prosecution, they will hear the evidence presented against them, they will hear the legal analysis and the common sense aspect as to how you know that you're dealing with a psychopath and a sex offender and a stalker. It is 8:36 p.m. at the museum. That's the state following from the museum back to the museum. That's exactly what I documented yet again today. That's P.O.C. All right, and that is the state that engages in the incessant sound of a train. That's called audible activity. That's what that is. All right, and that is ongoing while I'm operating my phone, ongoing throughout the night as well. This is the demonic activity as it's personified through the use of the train. And what is that? That's the noise and the engineered light. All right, that's the environment. And this is literally Satan, because this is demonic activity. So this is Satan, in other words, not only engaging in the ongoing perpetual elements of monitoring with communication devices, it is Satan that is also simultaneously expressing demonic hostility. And this while you'll have an incessant sound of train that is amplified, ongoing. And ordinarily, first of all, you're not going to hear that train up there at the north end of G Street and Vine. You're not going to hear it inside of the Woodside Senior Apartments. You're not going to hear it inside of the Upland Public Library like the state does with the Metrolink train. All right? You're not going to hear it while I'm sitting on the side of the Ontario Ovid Family Community Library. And ordinarily, also, you're not going to have that incessant public nuisance of an ongoing sound of a train. All right? That's the P.O.C. And that's demonic. That's Union Pacific that's going to be prosecuted for that. Indirected light and that demonic creation of light activity with the flashing lights on the building where you saw the Ontario Police Group stalking. You saw them in their demonic element. They were in engineered light, using their police vehicles as light activity in that engineered light, stalking in the path with the light activity on the buildings. It's demonic activity. It's not a malfunction. All right? That's the demonic environment. That's the pattern. And that's exactly what you saw the Ontario Police engaging in that video where I showed you. That is Union Pacific as the ongoing creation of an environment, and that is that which is also abnormal. That's that common sense aspect. This is not ordinarily going to be the case. That is a public nuisance, and that is not going to be the ordinary operation of a train either. But remember, it's happening in an environment. It is happening pursuant to the documentation which the demonic entity, the public entity, is hostile to. All right, so you're talking about demonic activity, expressing hostility while maintaining the criminal elements. This is terrorism and sexual violence. Union Pacific to be prosecuted as a sex offender, creating audible activity while my body is being molested, creating any complementary activity pursuant to that sexual harm is a sex offender as well. It is 8:40 p.m. and that's the ongoing P.O.C. Indirected light, P.O.C. All right, that is plane and helicopter. It's 8:48 p.m.